What is the value of time? An almost intangible— It's not gonna be me. Frieren Beyond Journey's End searches for the answer to this question, taking place directly after the mage Frieren, self-absorbed hero Himmel, dwarf with axe Aizen, and priest who took water to wine a bit too seriously Heiter managed to defeat the Demon King. Off screen, like that one friend who beats the Ender Dragon before playing the game. But Frieren isn't like the others of the hero party. She's a woman, also an elf, and when most people think of elves, they think of some weird stuff, and for living thousands of years. This is why to Frieren this expedition was nothing more than a—
短い間だったけどね。
Her party retorts, after all, it was a decade long, a large portion of their lives, but give her a break, she was around when dinosaurs were still around. Frieren the fossil fuel decides to continue her journey, alone, until she realizes that she left a shadow dragon horn with Himmel that she needs. So she goes to— Holy crap, a midget! Oh, wait, that's just Himmel. Not even 2 minutes have passed for us, yet over 50 years have passed for everyone else, symbolizing that 2 minutes without meaningful moments can be 50 years in Frieren's perspective, and I just made all that up, but I'm sure someone believed me. Without skipping a beat, much like war vets when they spot you at a bar, Himmel immediately starts talking about his old war stories. Back in my day, I fought and defeated the Demon King. Okay, Grandpa, time for your meds. Aside from getting her rare drop, Frieren returned to reunite with her old party in order to view the meteor shower that happens once every 50 years. And if Himmel looks like this, imagine what— Oh. They look the same. After spending the night together reflecting on their amazing journey, Himmel passes away. A certain eeriness fills the world. Memories flood Frieren's mind with only the sound of dirt bringing her back until—
なんてもっと知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。
This did something to me that I haven't done in a long time. It had me shipping dead people together. Frieren better break out that Ouija board. But give her a break. She was around when everything was still black and white. Only at the end does she realize what an impact a mere fragment of her life had on her. But now it's too late to get to know him better. And when the rest of her party passes, she'll be— This story is different though. Little girls that Frieren saved are now old women. This is what makes it so unique. Think of it like a dog. They have a much shorter lifespan in comparison to humans, especially if they live in my home for no particular reason. So people typically have multiple dogs throughout their lives, and me personally, I'd pay good money to be an elf girl's 7th dog. This is why Frieren doesn't mind doing something useless for 6 months, because it's nothing in the grander scale. But her— She doesn't look too happy about looking for a blue flower with red thorns for 6 months. But can you blame her? Unlike Frieren, she wasn't around when the Dead Sea was still alive. It's not just the people around her aging, but the world. Spells are evolving, technology is advancing, leaders are decomposing. But they got fuel-efficient working street lamps, which is so unrealistic, because we still don't have those. The effects of time are realistic. It's almost like letting your grandfather play Call of Duty. Just because he had early access to the beta doesn't mean he could survive a day in my Call of Duty lobbies. There are typically 2 types of journeys that a character goes through in a story. A journey of gaining strength, or a journey of character development, or sometimes they don't do any. This is clearly a journey of character development, mostly focusing on Frieren and how small moments can have the largest impacts on you even if you don't notice. This is obvious when you break out your average-sized microscope and begin to spot things she does now. Like one of the only reasons she goes around collecting spells is simply because Himmel complimented them. Or that she possesses a sour grape spell because Heiter said it was his favorite food in a flashback. Hell, she even uses the time that has passed since Himmel's death as a calendar. Himmel became her Jesus. But give her a break. She was around when Boruto's dad was still in the academy. Frieren the Time Capsule is not a deeply complex character. She simply found no value in such brief interactions. And this is the story of her trying to understand that not all time is equal. Some moments are more important than others, and the way she does this is by reskinning the party, repeating the tutorial with Max Loot, and riding that wave of nostalgia until she gets to mention a few years. But give her a break. She was around when JFK was assassinated. Think of all the anime that made you cry. Your Lie in April, Angel Beats, redo of Healer. Yeah, this one probably won't make you do that. It just leaves you in a state of constant teary-eyed because it's not depressing, more bittersweet. This is in part thanks to the phenomenal music that was created by Violet Evergarden's very own Evan Call. The music creates such melancholy in some scenes, but in others it transports you back to a majestic period when they used more didgeridoos. Granted, it was weird hearing the flute during a fight scene, but there's an art in telling a story story without words that was not just done with the music, but the animation that brought this world to life by Studio Madhouse. Look at the breakdancing rock, vibrant backgrounds. They didn't even do CGI dragon, which is still my main complaint about it. Nothing is ever sitting still. The wind will blow mid-conversation, or maybe while talking she'll play with her prehistoric fidget spinner. The reason for this is quite simple. Here's how much time you have to work on a project. Now, remember they're Japanese. They have to choose where to invest their time, maybe the fight scenes. Luckily, there isn't a ton of action, but it still takes up a lot of time. Backgrounds? Well, they do use the sky a lot, so this anime is so visually breathtaking, but the overworked talent behind it. And they really went all in on random scenes like Frieren having a seizure, or maybe she just forgot to take her iron pills, but give her a break. She was around when the Titans first broke down the walls. Side note, the intro and outro both slap. I do see a few problems that I should point out to be a fair review guy. Some people liked Vinland Saga Season 1, I preferred Season 2. Some people liked Mushoku Tensei Season 1, I preferred Season 2. And some people liked Evangelion Season. The point is, the story isn't for everyone. It kind of feels like watching a conventionally attractive turtle race. Nothing crazy's gonna happen, but it's not so slow that you take your eyes off it. This is why many people call it boring, and I get it. If you prefer fast-paced, high-intensity action stories that you can never guess what's gonna happen next, I understand. I like watching Prison School too. This, on the other hand, feels more like a slice of life. It is a story of characters, which is why sometimes they'll just hang out in a village for an episode, because those are the valuable moments. But like everything,
この薬は服だけ溶かすんだよ。返品してきなさい。
it's just personal preference. Frieren Beyond Journey's End dropped 4 episodes at the start of the season and is listed for 28, so I suppose my journey is waiting for the next episode, while Frieren's real journey was the friends she made along the way. No, not again, wait!
私を知ろうとしてくれたことがたまらなく嬉しいのです。気持ち悪い。
僕は君たちと冒険ができて
ごくり。そうだね。たった10年の冒険だよ。
0 out of 10, I wasted my time making a video about not wasting time. Don't have an outro, but if you play My Hero Rumble, join my agency to boost my stats. I would lie and say I'll play with you, but I only play once a week with my friends, and I'm not playing with you probably, and I won't give you that false hope. Yeah, but boost my stats though, that'd be pretty hype.